Imagine an empire so vast that it covered nearly a quarter of all the land on Earth and ruled over 400 million people. This colossal realm stretched across every inhabited continent, creating the largest empire humanity has ever seen. Leave before number 1 and you'll miss the most insane entry on this list. Let's count down from number 10. Number 10, the Achaemenid Empire. Founded by Cyrus the Great in 550 BCE, this Persian powerhouse controlled 44% of the world's population at its peak, ruling over approximately 50 million people when Earth's total population was only 112 million. Stretching from the Balkans to the Indus Valley, it pioneered the concept of a professional postal system and religious tolerance. The Achaemenids introduced standardized coinage and built the legendary Royal Road spanning 1,700 miles. But this ancient superpower was just the beginning of our journey through history's giants. Number 9, the Umayyad Caliphate. In just 29 years after its founding in 661 CE, this Islamic empire exploded across 3 continents, eventually covering 5.8 million square miles. At its height in 750 CE, it ruled 29% of the global population, making it the 5th largest empire by population percentage in history. The Umayyads conquered territory faster than any empire before them, spreading from Spain to Pakistan. They transformed Damascus into one of the world's most magnificent capitals and established Arabic as an international language of science and culture. But even this lightning-fast expansion couldn't match what's coming next. Number 8, the Yuan dynasty. When Kublai Khan completed his grandfather Genghis's vision in 1279, he created an empire of 5.4 million square miles ruling over 100 million people. The Yuan controlled an astounding 17.1% of global land area and became the first foreign dynasty to rule all of China. Marco Polo's travels through this realm introduced Europe to paper money, coal burning, and the vast wealth of Cathay. The Yuan's postal system used 50,000 horses and could deliver messages 200 miles per day. Yet this Mongol achievement was eclipsed by an even more dominant force. Number 7, the Qing dynasty. Lasting from 1644 to 1912, this Manchu-led empire became the 4th largest in history, spanning 5.68 million square miles at its territorial peak in 1790. The Qing ruled over 432 million people by 1912, comprising more than a quarter of the world's population at that time. Under emperors like Kangxi and Qianlong, it absorbed Tibet, Mongolia, Taiwan, and Xinjiang into a multicultural superstate. The Qing treasury held 70 million silver taels at its height, making it the wealthiest government on earth. But longevity and wealth alone don't determine the greatest empires. Number 6, the Spanish Empire. For over 300 years, Spain's dominion meant the sun never set on its territories, controlling 5.29 million square miles by 1810. Spanish conquests brought 68 million people under one crown and funneled 180 tons of gold and 16,000 tons of silver from the Americas into European markets. The empire's fleet of galleons created the first truly global trade network, connecting 4 continents through the Manila-Acapulco route. Spanish became the world's 2nd most spoken native language, with 486 million speakers today tracing back to this colonial legacy. Yet another European power would soon surpass even these achievements. Number 5, the Russian Empire. By 1895, the Tsars commanded an absolutely massive 8.8 million square miles, making it the 3rd largest empire by land area ever recorded. This colossus stretched across 11 time zones from Poland to Alaska, ruling 128 million subjects from over 100 ethnic groups. Russia's expansion absorbed entire kingdoms including Finland, Poland, the Caucasus, and Central Asian Khanates at a rate of 50 square miles per day for 400 years. The Trans-Siberian Railway, built between 1891 and 1916, connected this vast empire with 5,772 miles of track. But even this northern giant couldn't match the territorial ambitions of our top 4. Number 4, the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan and his descendants created the largest contiguous land empire in history, reaching 9.27 million square miles at its peak in 1279. The Mongols conquered and ruled 110 million people, representing 25% of the world's population in the 13th century. Their armies covered up to 60 miles per day, destroying 40 million lives during their conquests while simultaneously protecting the Silk Road and enabling unprecedented cultural exchange. A 2003 genetic study revealed that 16 million men, or 0.5% of the world's male population, carry Genghis Khan's Y chromosome. This unprecedented military machine rewrote the medieval world, but it wasn't history's largest overall empire. Number 3, the Soviet Union. While it may seem recent, the USSR controlled a staggering 8.65 million square miles across 2 continents from 1945 to 1991. At its peak, Soviet influence extended over 286 million direct citizens plus 400 million more living in satellite states and allied nations. The USSR produced 20% of global industrial output, launched the first satellite and human into space, and maintained 45,000 nuclear warheads at its military zenith. Its collapse in 1991 created 15 independent nations overnight in the largest peaceful transfer of territory in modern history. But two colonial empires managed to spread even further across the globe. Number 2, the French colonial empire. France's two colonial periods combined to control 5.02 million square miles directly, plus influence over territories totaling nearly 9 million square miles by 1920. At its peak between world wars, France governed 150 million subjects across Africa, Southeast Asia, the Pacific, and the Americas. French colonization left 29 countries with French as an official language, spoken by 300 million people today as a direct result of this imperial spread. The empire's cultural influence through the Francophonie network still shapes global diplomacy, education, and trade across 5 continents. Yet one empire dwarfed them all in scale and global impact. And finally, number 1, the British Empire. At its peak in 1920, Britain ruled 13.71 million square miles, literally covering 23.84% of Earth's entire land surface. This unprecedented realm governed 458 million people, nearly a quarter of humanity, making the phrase the empire on which the sun never sets a geographical fact across 58 territories. Britain controlled strategic chokeholds including the Suez Canal, Gibraltar, Singapore, and the Cape of Good Hope, dominating global trade routes. The English language, common law, parliamentary democracy, and sports like cricket and football spread worldwide as direct results of British colonization. That jaw-dropping statistic from our intro, nearly a quarter of all land on Earth under one flag, belongs to this undisputed champion of territorial expansion. So there you have it, the largest empires that ever reshaped our world. Which of these massive realms surprised you most, and do you think we'll ever see their like again? Smash that like button and subscribe for a brand new top 10 every single day.